Welcome to aminacademy.com. In astronomy, let us discuss about mass, energy, and the theory of relativity. As from law of conservation of energy, it states that energy cannot be created or destroyed, but only converted from one form to another. One of the remarkable conclusions derived by Albert Einstein when he developed his theory of relativity is that matter can be considered a form of energy too and can be converted into energy. Furthermore, energy can also be converted into matter. This seemed to contradict what humans had learned over the thousands of years by studying nature. Matter is something we can see and touch, whereas energy is something objects have when they do things like move or heat up. The idea that matter or energy can be converted into each other seemed as outrageous as saying you could accelerate a car by turning the bumper into more speed, or that you could create a bigger front seat by slowing down your car. This that would be pretty difficult to believe. Yet the universe actually works somewhat like that, converting matter into energy. The remarkable equivalence between the matter and energy is given in one of the most famous equations, E equal to mc square. In this equation, E stands for energy, m stands for mass, and c, the constant that relates the two, is the speed of light, which is 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. About Albert Einstein. For a large part of his life, Albert Einstein was one of the most recognized celebrities of his day. Strangers stopped him on the street, and people all over the world asked him for endorsements, advice, and assistance. In fact, when Einstein and the great film star Charlie Chaplin met in California, they found they shared similar feelings about the loss of privacy that came with fame. Einstein's name was household word despite the fact that most people did not understand the ideas that he made him famous. Now let us discuss little about the energy and the theory of relativity. The theory of relativity establishes a fundamental relationship between mass and energy expressed by a famous equation E equal to mc square. This principle, known as a mass energy equivalence, means that mass and energy are interchangeable forms of the same things. Mass can be converted into energy and vice versa. Because the speed of light c is such a large number, even a small amount of mass is equivalent to a huge amount of energy. Some elementary particles. The fundamental components of atom are the proton, neutron, and electron. These will discuss in detail in next video. Now come to the point. The theory of relativity establishes a fundamental relationship between mass and energy, that is E equal to mc square. Interchangeability. What is that? Mass and energy are two forms of the same fundamental entity. When energy is released from a body, its rest mass decreases. That means energy is released from the body, its rest mass decreases. Nuclear reactions. This equivalence is most clearly observed in nuclear reactions such as nuclear fission, that is a splitting heavy nuclei, and nuclear fusion combining light nuclei. In this process, a small difference in mass between the reactant and products results in a massive release of energy. The speed of light is c, that is nearly 3 into 10 power 8 mass meter per second. That's E equal to mc square is an incredibly large, very nice equation in that E equal to mc square, that c square is the square of the speed of the light. Relativistic mass increases. As an object moves faster, its observed mass increases. This effect is negligible at everyday speed but becomes infinite as the object approaches the speed of light. That means any object moves light speed, that's its mass is increasing and increasing up to it may go infinite mass, making it impossible for any massive objects to reach or exceed the light of speed. Antimatter. The principle also explains the annihilation of matter and antimatter, where a particle and its antiparticle converts completely into energy, usually in the form of photons. So far, we discussed about in astronomy, we talked about mass, energy, and the theory of relativity. We have done. Please subscribe our YouTube channel.